is we've got the contralateral hip raised in this position by bending the knee, keeping the foot over to the side. This foot will automatically fall into subtalar neutral. All we need to do then is to lock the mid-tarsal by creating pressure on the 4th and 5th med head with my thumb parallel to the webbing. This is a non-weight bearing neutral suspension casting technique. What we will do is plantar flex the first ray to keep all of the metatarsal heads in the same plane. So ideally we're looking for the leg relative to the foot at 90 degrees, subtalar neutral, load the lateral column, lock the mid-tarsal, plantar flex the first ray, all metatarsal heads in the same plane. I've used tape measure to measure from the edge of the big toe right around to the edge of the fifth, and I've got 2 pieces of plaster that I've folded over with quite a big strip. So, dip in the water, just gently and lightly take the water out of the bandage. You're really just taking the pattern of the bandage out. Keep as much bandage or plaster in the bandage. Start on the lateral side, just beyond the 5th metatarsal phalangeal joint. You only need to be ½ an inch in depth because we're going to use CAD/CAM technology to scan the cast. We don't need a deep cast because we're not going to fill it with plaster. So start laterally, move medially, and then just apply the plaster. Nice and slowly. You have much more time than you think. You can actually cut the plaster at that point if you want. It just gives you a neater finish. That's fine there. Make sure it's nice and neat. Smooth the pattern of the bandage so that you don't see any of the little pattern. You have much more time than you think. Make sure you've got the ankle at 90 degrees. Because of the position of the patient, it's in subtalar neutral. Thumb on the 4th and 5th med head. Lock the lateral column. And make sure the med heads are all on the same plane. This is the starting point from which you apply your prescription. It's a simple casting technique, but it gives you very repeatable results and gives you very accurate anatomy of the patient's foot. You end up with a good lateral longitudinal arch, medial longitudinal arch, and you've captured the position of the talonavicular joint accurately. And that's that. You let that dry and then you simply take the plaster off.